to kick it off, let's start with Green Arrow. Green Arrow, in the absolute universe, my thoughts are Oliver Queen, not a billionaire, not a CEO. What if he's a survivalist and a former environmental activist? I would borrow from Mike Grell's darker version of the character in The Longbow Hunters and have Oliver be an idealist who was all about activism, thought protests and advocacy could make a difference. But then, after participating in a protest that leads to police violence and the death of several of his friends, he ends up on the run, hiding on Starfish Island because that protest leads to a death, and Constantine Dracon has set him up to take the fall for the murder of a prominent activist who's there at the protest. So now he's out there, he's on the island doing his thing. But he finds out that his old home, a stretch of forest near Star City, is being destroyed by a subsidiary of the Lazarus Corporation. The company is conducting illegal deforestation, strip mining, maybe even testing experimental weapons on the displaced communities there. So Oliver returns as a one-man resistance, and he's just got his bow, his survival skills, everything he learned on the island, and the determination to protect those who cannot protect themselves. In this version, in the absolute universe, Vandal Savage would be the immortal CEO of a Lazarus Corp subsidiary that would be the driving force behind some of the company's most exploitative operations. He'd be looking for that meteorite that made him immortal because its proximity affects the strength of his powers, but at the same time, he is doing things to make himself more powerful politically, financially, all the kind of things that he can get by virtue of being connected and working with the Lazarus Corporation. We find out that Constantine Dracon is Savage's personal enforcer, and the murder that Oliver was accused of was actually meant to cover up Savage's misdeeds, and it was all a setup, and Oliver was just the one who took the fall. So we've got, he's trying to help people. He's trying to maybe prove his innocence, but of course he's also evading the law. And you've got a guy who, that's an underdog. He's got everything against him.